Oh, it ends tomorrow night. Okay. Why did I think it ended tonight? I did make some improvements to my deck. I know I showed it a little bit in the last video that I made. Um, we've made some changes. I did add a second copy of Spiritual Water Art Aoi. Honestly, I think I've only drawn one and gotten to use one. But if you have Dynomist Charge on the field, which I added in Spellbound, I'm doing a third Dynomist Charge. This is the bread and butter of the deck, okay? Because like it's really important to get that Dynomist back from the extra deck after it's been destroyed from the field or tributed for Dynomist Rex or Dynomist Spinos, or tributed to the Spiritual Water Art Aoi. It's just a really, really good way to continue to generate resources. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are. Did I count that right? 2, 4, 6, 9. Yeah, there's 9 scale 3 pendulums in this deck, but there's, 3, 5, 7, 9. Yeah, and 11 scale 6s. I have been running into an issue sometimes a little bit at points where I have a lot of scale 6s and I don't have any scale 3s. And if I do have scale 3, it's Spinos, and we want Spinos on the field. Like, for sure we want Spinos on the field. It's one of the boss monsters in this deck. So Charge will help with that. It'll help us search out the Dynomist that we're looking for. And Aoi will help cut down some of these nasty, nasty combo decks because they have just been comboing off left and right. I do think that it's funny with Dynomist that, like, you'll watch, like, a Rika player just, like, combo through, like, 20 cards in their deck. And I've used, like, 7 or 8 cards in my deck. So I think Dynomist is... It's just like you don't need to do a lot, It's very basic. It's very simple. I think that's why I'm finding it to be like a more funner pendulum deck. Because you just don't have to try that hard. Not to say that like brain dead decks are the best, but someone using Monarch. But I just think that they don't overcomplicate it for no reason. I don't have to go through 7 Link and Exceed monsters through Sun Avalon and Rika to build some crazy wackadoo board, like just the simple Dynomist stuff is enough. What are we going to give them here? Except Tribute Summon monsters. Is destroyed if he doesn't have any. This one is going to let him get a Monarch Spell or Trap. Can't special summon from the extra. That doesn't hurt us too bad right now. But honestly, no. I'll give him Domain. The Trap, I think, isn't too bad. Because, if we clear his special summon or his tribute summon monsters, it's gone. But I will need those monster effects, I think, to clear some of these Monarchs. Like the Mega Monarchs, 2800 attack. I don't have Plesios right now, so if I'm going to deal with them, I'm going to have to get some big boys out and use their effects, this dummy. Oh, you poor dummy. You had to put the field spell back. Yikes. Ending on Ryza, not maybe the best start to the game. I'm going to keep it real. We're going to pop off here. We're going to pendulum out the wazoo, okay? So let's do... Yeah, we got power load over there. Let's just do Terran. I could do Spinos and special summon with power load, but we don't really need to do that right now. It's not like of the utmost importance. So we'll do it this way. We'll keep Terran in that zone over there because I can't get Dinomist Rush. Yeah, we can't kill Ryza with Terran right now to search it out. So better to keep the monsters in the pendulum scale, so that way next turn, I mean, if I really need to, I can get Terran out on the field. Or, you know, if he clears some of these monsters, like if he clears Spinos, we can get Spinos back onto the field. And is it worth it? No. We're not. I'm not going to use the Spinos effect for a double. Okay, there we go. I guess that works. I'll take it. Where is... Oh, here we go. All right, so yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't know that he needed to surrender there. I know that he was going to draw into his own field spell that he already searched, and I guess that doesn't feel super great, but I mean, it's Monarchs, like, you know, and you tribute summon a Zaborg or a Caius. I mean, man, if he summoned Caius and he banished my Spinos, I probably would have been in a little bit of a pickle. Because Brachios, I think, was stuck at 2,300. I could have pendulum summoned out next turn. He would have been at 26, but I just don't feel like that I had such heavy control of the game that he needed to quit there. But it's Master Duel. People, myself included, forfeit a little bit too early sometimes. Trying to work on that. Trying not to forfeit quite as much anymore. You know, but okay, sometimes it's just painful though. Like sometimes people are taking like, God, just forever with their turn. And I get to a point where I'm just like, you know what, man, I don't want to sit through this. I don't want to sit here and sit through this and watch you do this. I want to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! And we will forfeit those games. I'm sorry to tell you, but we will. Ooh, okay. This is a pretty solid starting hand. I think this is pretty solid here. Debating on... Yeah, I guess I would have to. Wow, okay. That's a little bit spooky. Oh, that's a good draw. But I think... we got a lot of stuff we can do about this. Finally going to get a chance to test the AoE trick here. So let's do... I think the best support right now for this hand is going to be Plesio's. So we'll grab Plesio's. Let's pendulum scale Dynamite Power Load, the Draco Slayer. Really cool art. I like that. And let's pendulum scale Dinomist Spinos. Let's pendulum summon Rex and Plesio's. Get Rex out. Get Plesio's out. And then let's do Dynamite Power Load's effect. Maybe this guy drew a lot of hand traps. I will also say this is Nibiru proof. We're on 3 summons right now. So Nibiru does nothing. Spinos direct attack, Plesio's direct attack, Rex direct attack, trigger Rex's effect, tributing the Plesios, shuffle a card from his hand back in the deck. Man, that hurts. Charge gives us back Plesios. Main phase 2. Oh, it lagged for a second. I was going to cry if I saw evenly matched. I have not seen people play evenly matched much anymore. Plesios back onto the field. Set Howling. Set Owie. End turn. And as soon as he draws, I got to see what's going on with this guy's hand. And we're using the Owie. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. We're using the Owie. I'm going to give up Spinos. Let's take a look at what he's got going on here. And let's see what we want to pluck. Okay. 2 infinite impermanents. 1 Lightsworn Aegis. Yikes. Ooh, yikes. That hurts. I don't even care about the infinite impermanents. I'm going to let him hang on to that. I guess the game's over because he's got nothing here. He bricked. I mean, charge gives me back Spinos. Not going to activate anything. Oops, sorry. Let's turn that off just because let's let this poor soul do nothing. Yikes. Yeah, that's a rough hand. I don't know if this was... I'm going to check after this and see if this was the pre-built or if he made this deck, but... So what happens sometimes when you're running too many hand traps, you know? I mean, I think, honestly, I'll say this too. I think DINOMIST, I think that it is a deck that it just doesn't sweat hand traps all too much. I mean, impermanence can hurt a little bit. Ash Blossom can hurt a little bit if they negate the search on charge, but you still get to keep charge on the field, and that's helpful. It's very helpful. So that has happened a few times where like people are Ash Blossoming me, and I'm just like, okay, I get one less Dino Boy on the field, but I mean, I get to use the effect of charge, which is what I'm looking for. Here, let's take a look at the loners real quick. Lightsworn. No, he was using the pre-made. Oh, man, he drew like almost all his traps on turn 1. The Aegis, the 2 impermanents, and then a wolf and a punishment dragon. Yikes. I really wish I could have seen what that card that I shuffled back with Rex's effect was. Interested in why he didn't play it. Oh, let's take a look real quick here. I mean, what could it have been? Maybe another punishment dragon or a judgment dragon. I mean, if it was charge or if it was solar recharge, he would have been able to trigger that. That would be hilarious if it was the 3rd imperm. Oh my god, opening hand. 3 imperm, 1 Lightsworn Aegis, and a punishment dragon. Yeah, because I think he drew the wolf on his turn. So, and I don't think it was Ash Blossom, because if it was, he probably would have negated the search with Dinomist Charge. I guess it also, I mean, it could have been a wolf, and that's also pretty funny if he drew into another wolf. But it, like, literally, I think for sure... Well, wait, hold on. Some of these guys... Oh, Fellis, you can't normal summoner set. So, I guess it could have been Fellis. It could have been another wolf. It could have been Judgment Dragon or Punishment Dragon or another Imperm. But, ouch. Feels bad, man. I have to say, Mech Knight and Rika, I think, are the more annoying decks in this Theme Chronicle. Lightsworn hasn't been too much of an issue. I haven't really been dealing too much with Lightsworn decks. Like, there's been maybe like 1 or 2 duels I've played where it's just like, yep, they got the Judgment Dragon in hand, and I didn't kill them, so they're gonna board wipe me next turn. And that is one way to play around Dinomist Charge. You know, you don't get anybody back. You don't get anybody back from charge if it goes when they go. Okay. It's not the worst hand, but the trouble here. Oh. Okay. Sure. Okay. I didn't even see who they summoned, honestly. Let's just take a look at their deck and just see if we can figure out what they were playing. Confirm opponent's deck. It was he summoned Illumina, I think. But I guess that's one of the other like tragedies of Master Duel, right? Is that he opens on a Luminous or Luna, whatever her name is. And my hand wasn't amazing. If he ended on that, that would have been great for me because then I can go Terran and search more Dino Boy cards. And, you know, I have a turn to set up Dinomist Howling too, which benefits me a lot. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know that that would have been the end of the game. Like, he could have milled some halfway decent stuff from his Lightsworn Monsters effect, which I don't know. I mean, it could have been something, but he didn't even try. So here we are. This is not a great hand because we don't have any of our big boys. We don't have any of our searchers. Dynamite Power Load is great, but I mean, what are we going to do? Are we going to use his effect to bring out Ankylos and Power Load? I mean, that seems... It seems a bit like a waste, but let's get in for some damage here. Because you know what I'm also thinking? Here's what I'm also thinking. If this is Lightsworn, if it's Rika, we're probably just cooked here. If it's Lightsworn and he tries to attack into Ankylos or Power Load, why did it pause there? I do have limiter removal to boost these guys, and Ankylos will banish any monster that's just charging in. So that's one way that we could counter Lightsworn. I think I'm just thinking that it's Lightsworn again because they're bricking. It could still be Mech Knight, and maybe he didn't have any... Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you need 2 cards in a column. So maybe he... Oh, you know what? I should have put Power Load over the Power Load. Well, I guess that wouldn't have made too much of a difference. It would have, I guess, made a little bit of a difference because then he's got 1 column where he can for sure special summon from. Another column he'd need to put a card in. And then, you know, I wouldn't have any other columns available. So definitely need to keep that in mind when setting spells and traps here. These are going underneath. It's unfortunate, but he does. If he has 3 spell or traps, that's going to be 3 Mech Knights for him. But honestly, I'm not... I think with Eruption and limiter removal... Well, you know what? I don't even know that I would trigger limiter removal here because we have Paradox, so we can get Ankylos and Power Load back from the extra deck. I wonder if it would be better to trigger a limiter removal on my turn. Oh, it's Lightsworn. Okay. I wonder what he was waiting for. All right, so he's putting Lumina back. He's bringing out Weiss. Mill 2. He milled Illumina and Illumina Twilight Sworn. So still not even close to Judgment Dragon here. And it has 0 attack. And he put it in attack mode. Is it? Oh, it's a tuner. That's why. Into Perform H Trick Clown. He's probably going to go... I think, what is it, Michael? He's like the Lightsworn Aegis or something. I think he's a level 7, but, oh, he's overlaying for Minerva. All right, so Exceeds into Minerva. Detach all materials, send top 3 cards to deck the graveyard. Draw even another Lightsworn. Yikes, ouchie. Destroyed by battle or destroyed by card effect. Top 3 cards of your deck, the graveyard. Destroy cards of field. Ooh. Spicy. So that's a little bit rough. Because, I mean, we saw the deck list for this. It's all Lightsworn monsters. He's about to mill, unless by some miracle of God he hits like some of his spells and traps. Doubtful. He's about to draw 3. Maybe there'll be some... Oh, he only got 1. Okay, because Judgment Dragon doesn't count and Solar Recharge doesn't count. That was lucky as hell. I will take it. Oh, come on, man. That was not even... That was not necessary. There were no guarantees in that duel. There were no guarantees for anybody. Even if I limit or removaled and, you know, he suicided into me. Oh, well, you know what? I guess I would have banished her. Does her effect still trigger? Even if she's banished? Or was it a sent to the graveyard effect? It doesn't matter where she goes. So even if she was banished, I mean, I guess the plus side for me would be 1 less Lightsworn in the graveyard for a Judgment Dragon. Although, it would have been 1 Lightsworn towards Punishment Dragon. But, yeah, I mean, that could have gone either way. If he milled 3 Lightsworns, he would have blown up 3 cards. He only had her on the field, so if he blew up my my trap, you know, my Dynamite, I guess I wouldn't be too worried about losing him, or even if I lost both of my monsters, wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world. I could see him going more for back row though, because obviously they were both going to get blown up by limited removal. So yeah, I mean, I did have Pendulum Paradox to get them back. I guess would have only lost the trap, but I would have been kind of low on resources. Like it just seems silly to surrender. I feel like one of the big problems with Yu-Gi-Oh is that I like a good back and forth. I guess if I'm being honest, when someone has a ton of interaction on my turn, that I don't really like. That I find kind of frustrating. Because, I mean, especially in Master Duel, you're just like sitting there waiting for them to chain. And I'm just like, bruh, please let me play Yugi Mans. But I also do kind of feel like people freak out a little bit if they don't have like an overwhelming victory. Or if they're like, oh, this game I wasn't able to set up my perfect board, so we're done. And it's just like, what? Man, we're done? Like, really? We're done? Like, we can't keep playing just like a little bit? I mean, if I were that guy, I would have at least let the duel go on for like a little bit longer, like another turn or 2. Oh, wow. Okay. I think this is a custom Crusadia deck. This doesn't strike me as... This doesn't strike... I don't think Parallel Exceed is in the Mech Knight Crusadia deck. So... Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's a big Regulex now. Getting a Crusadia spell trap. He's going to take Crusadia Power. Okay, makes him immune to card effects. They lose attack and defense with this? Yes, they do, but he's my only scale 6. This never happens. This never happens where it's just the one scale 6. Usually it's a lot of scale 6 and very little. Okay. We can out Crusadia Avramax, I think. Okay, those 4 set cards scare the hell out of me. But, come on, give me a scale 6. Yes! Okay. All right. Okay. Chill. But we can't target him with card effects. Wait. Rex doesn't target. And we're not sending him to the graveyard. Okay. All right. Power load will ensure that he doesn't trigger anything when we do this. So, all right. Oh, but wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, okay. All right, all right. No, no, no. I know what I'm... Well, here's the tricky thing. Please... No, because you know what? If he goes to the graveyard, he's going to shuffle a card on my field into my deck. I think the easiest way to do this... Let's start with Dynamic Power Load. Okay? First and foremost. All right. It's not going to do anything. I was thinking that... With Plesio's, we could decrease his attack, but he would need to lose 600. We can't get him to lose 600. So we need... All right. Let's Pendulum Scale Plesios. Let's Pendulum Scale Ceratops. I know it's 300 less damage than Terran. I guess Plesios would have worked too, but I like this method. We're going to do this method. Boom. Terran, Spinos, Rex. Bring the big boys out. Boom. 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 Here we go. Come on, Rex, baby. Let's get this done. Yeah, so I guess... If I had done Plesios instead, Spinos would have been able to run over Mech Knight Crusadia. But we are going to dodge the shuffle back effect this way. I don't know if it's worth it, but we're doing it. And now that I'm going to attack, he can't trigger anything. Oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to tribute summon him. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to take extra damage here. Oh, wait a minute. Why didn't he trigger the effect? I don't care. I don't care. He didn't trigger it. He didn't trigger it. He screwed up. No. Oh, it doesn't target. Goodbye, Crusadia. Man, that feels good. Because Crusadia is always like a really annoying card to out. So that felt fantastic. And this is not, I don't feel terrible about ending on this board. It's not amazing. He has a lot of resources still, but we've got some protection with Plesios. We can protect one of them from a targeting effect. They have decent attack here. Rex is at 28. Spinos is also at 28. So, you know, we're chilling. We're chilling. Oh God. See, now my concern here is that he can just get Crusadia Avramax back. Okay, he normal summoned. I didn't see what that does. He normal summoned already, I think. So, and he doesn't have any zones. Oh, but now he will. Equimax. Oh, God. Oh, Crusadia Avramax is so painful to deal with. We don't have any more protection for Rex. So Rex is going to the extra deck. And I don't know. Would he have had another one in his extra deck? We'll find out after this duel. Maybe I should have killed it. Oh, a Dugaris. I mean, that's still a big Crusadia Equimax. That's still tough to deal with. But okay, he's gonna. What was he doing? Is he? Oh, yikes! That's an OTK. Oof. Big ouchies. Yeah, so, I mean, even if we'd had Plesios on the field dropping his attack by a couple hundred, that would not have saved us. So, what are you going to do? I wish that I had had charge, although I don't know that that would have done anything either. Let's take a look at that guy's deck. That hurt. That hurt. Just the one Crusadia Avramax. But again, at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. Oh my god. See, this is something that, like, it does kind of bother me about the events that Master Duel runs, like stuff like with Theme Chronicle. Like, I think Crusadia is a cool deck. Crusadia Avramax is a cool boss monster. Do you really need to splash in the Parallel Exceeds, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Triple Tactics Thrust, 3 Imperm? I mean, yeah, the Dugaris won it for him at the end of the game, but I mean, a little bit overkill. A little bit overkill. I think maybe he could have beaten me with just the Crusadia cards, but I think, like, we would have had more back and forth. Yes, I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game of, optimization, I guess one could say. But I like to play for fun. Like, I'm not that mad that I lost that one. It was like a cool combo at the end against a Dugaris, but I just like having a good amount of back and forth, I think is interesting. And at the end of this stream, which unfortunately I am going to have to end in a few minutes. I know that's early. I didn't stream for very long. And I think for a lot of the beginning of the stream, I was just trying to figure out how it worked. But I do want to show a duel that I had in Theme Chronicle that I think had some really good back and forth. It was with the Rika / Sun Avalon pre-made deck. I think my opponent made some mistakes, and I think they probably could have, or maybe could have beaten me if they hadn't made those mistakes. But I do still feel like it was pretty good back and forth. Okay, and we're up against it right now. What is he using here? Take 1 Rika monster from your deck, except Petal, add it to your hand, or send it to the graveyard. Oh, and he's going to... I didn't see who he grabbed. Oh, there we go. Okay, he's triggering it, so now we can see Rika Princess. Special summon from your hand. Can't special summon monsters except plants. Oh, this is the one that negates monster effects while it's in the graveyard. I don't like that one, Rika Princess. That card is rough. Because especially if they have Con on the field, it's just like, okay, so now you're negating my monster effect, and you're tributing one of my monsters off the field. You're just getting it all. You get to negate and remove one of my monsters. That's excellent. Excellent. I think Rika's one of those decks where it probably feels really good to play because not a lot of cards can dodge like tributing, like non-targetable tributing. But it's like, I think it's one of those decks where even if it's fun to play, it's like it hurts sometimes to play against because you're just like, God damn, the field spell just screwing me over. Tributing my monster, or like, even the card effects, like, just tributing your monsters before you can chain to them. That's not a great opening hand though, so we might be able to survive here. And this was a great draw. Time-Tearing Morganite, that's going to give us the ability to hopefully get some better stuff rolling next turn. Let's go Power Load. And let's go... I don't think I'm going to do any Pendulum Scales here. Let's do... we can only do Plesio's. And what does this thing do? Target one plants from a graveyard that has a level. Changes everyone's level to that level. Is this guy dangerous? Sent to the graveyard, gain 500 if you gain life points. Okay, we can leave Laurel, I think. That's fine. Now, this deck does obviously have some Link monsters, but it also has some Exceed monsters. So, I feel like Pulse Mines will be good here for just buying us a turn. I don't know why he didn't play more. I don't know if they just don't... I keep saying he. I should just say they. It's usually dudes playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, we can be real about that, but I don't know who that is. It could be anybody. I don't know if they just don't have anything going on right now. I don't know if they just don't know how to play the deck very well, but let's just do Pulse Mines now. I think the only thing he could do against this would be like Bengalancer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's the Link 4 plant monster. 2,500 attack. I mean, he wouldn't be able to end the game. And I want to trigger Pulse Mines before he has the ability to just tribute off my Plesiosaur. Because Pulse Mines, gotta have Machine Monster on the field. I guess maybe I could have waited because I could have triggered with Dinomist Rush, the summon of another Dinomist, but I would like to try and save Dinomist Rush for my turn because we don't have charge to get the summon monster back into the hand. So it doesn't really help right now except to just like act as a meat shield, and if we can avoid that, I'd like to avoid that. Okay, he's going to get Con. Why do I feel like he's... Oh, no. Here we go. Okay, so setting a Rika spell trap. It's going to be the spell. Yep, he's going to tribute off my Plesiosaur. Yep. No surprises. No surprises. Like that I think that's the nastiest part of Rika is just that, like, you're getting a search from tributing my monster. I mean, like, I guess, like, you want to go even like a layer deeper. You searched that card with the field spell that has the continuous effect to let you tribute my monster with your spell to get another search. That hurts. That hurts a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why Rika is not meta, but that doesn't feel good. Alright, so he's going to special summon the Borea, the Theron Lily Borea. Pulse Mine's saving us here, putting it in defense mode. He's going to do another Petal or Princess. I really need to get Con off the field. That thing is bad. Because I think now he's going to have two... Yeah, he's going to have two Princess in the graveyard. And... Like, if I... Like, this is where it gets nasty. I activate a monster effect, and he's going to tribute my monster to negate that effect. Like... Okay. Ouch. That hurts. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, see, so I figured he'd go Link monsters here, but obviously he was going to tribute off the Plesiosaur. Killing me with Link monsters. I don't think he can kill me with this deck with Link monsters, so I'd rather have him pull out the Link monsters rather than just run me over with regular monsters too. So I think we made the right choice triggering Pulse Mines right there. It's going to keep going here with more linking, I'm sure. Man, the searches. Just the endless searches. Never stops. I mean, yeah, I have Terran and I have Charge, but other than that, I don't really have any other search cards in my deck. Probably going into, yep, Dryas. Get a Sunvine spell trap. This seems to be how all of my Rika Sun Avalon duels go. I mean, he's got 9 cards in his graveyard. He's down to 23 cards in his deck. He's played through 17 cards of his deck on turn 3. And we're over here chilling at 6. We've gone through 6 cards so far. Who could he go into here? What is it, like Sun Avalon Swordsman or something? But it's only going to have, I think, 1,600 attack. Oh, Sun Avalon Melias. Special summoning back Loki. Oh, it's a Link 3. Can't be target for attacks. Target one Sunvine Link monster you control. Attack a number of times each... Oh, yeah. Okay, so we might have to use Rush to bring out I'd hate to do it, but we'd probably have to bring up. Well, no, I mean, I guess with the boost from power load, we might have some options here. Oh, we went to Bengal Lancer. I actually find that shocking. I thought for sure he would go into the Sun Avalon like Sword Monster, gets 800 attack times the link rating of a Sun Avalon monster on the field. That would have been 2400, and he could have used that Melias's effect to give it 2 attacks. I mean, that might. Well, I guess it wouldn't have killed me, but it would have hurt. But doing it this way, I don't have to. I don't have to waste my rush anymore. I mean, this is not going to kill me. I'm sure he's going to do Bengal Lancer's effect on Rex if we summon him with Rush. That might not be too bad either because, okay, Eruption and another Spinos. That hurts. Okay. And what are we going to do? I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one off here. That Spinos draw hurt. But let's do Rush. And the Ash Blossoms. Okay. That'll do it. That'll do it. Man, I thought we might get some good stuff with Time Tearing Morganite, but I mean, he played through 17 cards of his deck, 5 cards of his extra deck. I mean, it just wasn't meant to be. Okay. That wasn't fun. Let's look at one of those, that other duel I was talking about before I get going here. I will also say, like, again, what's the harm in just making this just pure Rika? Like, do you really need to add the Sun Avalon and the Aroma cards too? Here, this is the one. Sunvine Thrasher was the one I thought he would summon. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like, what's wrong with pure Rika? Well, I know what's wrong with pure Rika. It's not optimized. It's not competitive enough. I think because they want people to play these events more and they want to give people options that don't have competitive decks. They're just like, yeah, cool. We have to give you 3 in Perm. We have to give you 3 Ash Blossom. We're going to splice these 2 archetypes together that are just going to search and summon and 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 search and summon. I do think that's something about Yu-Gi-Oh! That's getting a little bit stale. Just the constant searching and summoning. There can be other, I think, fun ways to play. I understand the argument of consistency. I'm not ignorant to optimization in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think the game would be fun if they just, I mean, even just maybe like had different formats for us to play that were lower speed that didn't like function that way. Or if they just maybe like, I guess it's too late for them to go back, but it would be cool to just see alternate formats where like the games didn't quite work out that way, The thing about Dinomist is that I guess also like, to be fair, if you don't have the ultimate, maybe not even the ultimate opening hand, like this opening hand I had in this game, I looked at this and was like, I'm screwed. I got Rex. Charge is great, but I can't use Paradox or Halt right now. Rush might be able to like give me a meat shield, but I was not feeling good when I was at this point. So it is a deck that takes a little bit of build up, a little bit of setup to get things rolling. So, but when I say that, I mean, I'm talking like maybe you need like 2 turns to get some momentum, and by 3 or 4 turns, you're like really cooking. That doesn't happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. You don't get 2 or 3 turns. You get maybe 2 turns, maybe. The 3rd turn is usually like, a ways off. So he's doing the same stuff, I mean, just special summoning Rikas, comboing off with Aroma Safari, getting Rika Con onto the field, linking into Sylvan Dance Peon here. I also have to say, I think that having a slower format would and then setting Rika Tranquility with Rika Con, overlaying into Kanzashi, the Rika Queen. I do think having like a slower format would be more beneficial for the game, because I have friends who look at what just happened with this person's turn, and even me, like I'm trying to commentate on this for you guys, and too much happened. Too much happened for me, and like especially for a new player, like this is overwhelming. Like Lone Fire is easy, but that's a lot of text. It's a decent amount of text. That's got a decent amount of text. Okay, yeah, Loki, normal monster. Good amount of text. Good amount of text. Good amount of text. Easy. I guess he didn't play the Imperm. I think he milled this along with Rika Sheet. But a lot of these cards, if you're new, for me, I know how this game works. I know how the card works. Sometimes I still need to take a minute and be like, and read this card and be like, okay, what are you trying to do with it? What are you trying to accomplish? I think a slower format and just a little bit slower of a gameplay would be easier. The Dynomists, not super complicated. Pendulum Halt, easy. Paradox, easy. Rush, easy. Power Load, maybe a little bit tricky. Terran, easy. And the other thing too is that a lot of these effects, like the pendulum effects of the Dynomists, they loop. Prevents from battle or card effect destruction, prevents from targeting. I mean, you know, it's not super complicated. So, anyways, the charge was great because it let me get Power Load. Power Load in Terran let me Pendulum into Rex. Power Load's effect to get Terran on the field. At this point, he's going to use the Trap, Rika Tranquility, to tribute my Rex and get back Princess and Lone Fire. Charge is going to put the Rex back into my hand, and then he's going to chain with Kanzashi. Monster was tributed, detached material, special summon monster from the graveyard. Terran attacks Lone Fire because I can't have him triggering Lone Fire on his next turn. And then, honestly, I wasn't 100% sure what to do here. Howling might have been a better choice, but I went for Eruption. I think in that moment, I didn't realize that Howling could put just one Dinomist into my other Pendulum Zone and give me Scale again with 6 and 3. Starting with Con, getting Glamour. You know how I feel about that card. It hurts. Glamour is going to let him tribute my Terran to get 2 plant monsters from his deck with the same level at the cost of tributing my monster. That sucks. That hurts so bad. Kanzashi's going to activate because he tributed a monster and give him back Erica. At this point, I was pretty nervous. I was like, man, it's not looking good. You know, still has 3 cards in hand, 5 monsters on the field, still has Con active, and Halt and Paradox aren't doing anything for me right now. So right here, I had to go with Dinomist Rush into Dinomist Spinos. He tried to use the effect of his Erica the Rika Fairy to give his Bengalancer 1,000 attack, but I believe, what did he summon it with? Yeah, I think he summoned it with Kanzashi. Its effect was negated, so apparently even though it went to the graveyard, it still didn't trigger. That would have, I think, confused me too. I don't think I would have known that would have happened. I would have figured that being in the graveyard, it would have still triggered, but I guess ruling says no. Uses the effect of Sunvine Sowing. Plant Link monster would be destroyed by battle card effects, so he banished it. Spinos gets blown up, and then I used Eruption here, and I think that's why I grabbed Eruption, because I needed to blow up Con. Howling would have just bounced it back to the hand. That wouldn't have been enough to get rid of it, so I needed to use Eruption to just blow that thing up. Teardrop the Rika Queen comes out, but it's a little bit less... Well, it's still intimidating without Con, because you can... It basically is Con. You can tribute any monster in the field. Of course, the materials it has attached are plant monsters, so it's a quick effect. Doing some more special summoning here. Getting back another Con with Mudon. So that sucks. But right here, I put Terran out, Pendulum into Spinos. Bengalancer's giving me a zone, Plesios, and Rex. And this is where the Plesios does some work, dropping all of their attack to levels that I can actually deal with my Dinomist. He's going to trigger Bengalancer to bounce my Plesios. That was not smart of him. I don't know why he did that. I still hadn't used my normal summon that turn, so that was kind of a panic move. I guess he was just spooked by the attack drop and was like, oh shoot, get rid of it. But he would have been much better served bouncing Rex or Spinos because I would not have been able to get them back on the field. So uses Teardrop's effect, gets rid of Spinos. Again, probably not as good of a choice as getting rid of Rex. Like, I think Rex's shuffle effect, or shuffling back in the deck effect, is like it's good. Spinos can hurt as like a finisher with a double attack or just attacking directly, but the removal on Rex is not to be underestimated. So I put Terran, or I had Terran in the other zone. I used Power Load to get Terran out onto the field. Placed my Spinos because he's going to offer protection, and because I can just get him out next turn with Dynamite Power Load in the other zone. Terran attacks into the Snowdrop so that I can get the Search effect off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't have to use this field spell. Why was that thing weak enough that I could kill it? Okay, your guess is as good as mine. Grabbed Howling this time. Used the effect of Spinos to protect Rex. Use Rex effect to tribute Terran. Shuffle back the Con-Con. Set Howling. Petal triggers the special summon itself. He's going to use Petal to get Mood on. Bengalancer bounces the Rex, taking a lot of damage from the Bengalancer. Now here I also thought that I was cooked. And I think if he was smarter... I keep doing that. If they were smarter, I think they could have polished me off here. Earlier, maybe shuffling the Con-Con back was useless because they just get it back so easily. It seems like if you don't blow it up, there's no point because they'll just search it again. But maybe at the very least, I'm stopping him from searching other Rika spell traps that can hurt. So he grabs the Con-Con again. At this point, I'm using Howling because I want to make sure that if he's going to tribute my Plesios, I can, or I can use Howling to, on my Plesios. He set the Rika Glamour. No choice at this point. We have to use Howling's effect because he's just going to tribute it. Bounces Rika Mudan, which can't special summon itself anymore and can't search anymore. But this was where things got weird. He brought out the Borea, tributed it for Mudan. I guess, you know what? Because Borea is a level 8, so that wouldn't have worked for him. So bouncing Mudan was the right choice because I didn't want him to do a rank 6 Xyz again. But he just tributes for it. But hey, at the very least, he's not searching another Rika spell trap. No special summon for him. And then the effect of Cyclamen. Interesting name, Cyclamen. Okay. Tributing it to drop their levels to bring out Rika Queen Strenna. Now here's where I was like, great, it's over because he could get a Rika or plant monster, or a Rika card or plant monster from the graveyard into the hand. I mean, bruh, you have most of your deck in the graveyard. You have some good targets here, some Rika traps, some Rika spells, some Rika monsters that I'm sure would help. But then also, I was like, okay, so if he tributes it, he's just going to bring back Teardrop. So I thought I was in big trouble here. He does trigger the effect to get back Rika Sheet, which obviously hurts with Con-Con on the field. He's going to do... this was weird too, because he did Sunvine Sowing to bring out Loki, lost 1,000 life points, just so that he would have a monster for Rika Glamour. But it's like, dude, why wouldn't you have tributed the Rika Queen with Rika Glamour so that you could get back your Teardrop the Rika Queen and kept Loki and linked Loki off for a different Sunvine? So that was weird to me. He grabs the Romage Laurel too, who doesn't really do anything here. Hits me directly. Okay, fine. And then I guess at the end phase, since Cyclamen was tributed, it gets special summoned back. So still in a pretty good position here. Trigger Paradox to get Spinos and Terran back. Here we go for the Pendulum. 6/3 scales. Bringing out Terran, Plesios, Spinos, Rex. And at this point, they, now I'm saying she because of the Rika cards. Triggering Sheet to negate my Spinos by tributing my Plesios through Concon's effect. I use Howling to tribute my Spinos because, I don't really need him and he's going to get negated anyways. To get rid of the... Oh, you know why? Because he would have taken control of it with Sheet too. So it made sense to just get him off the field. Get the Rika Xyz off the field. Get Plesios back with Charge. And we can still normal summon, such as normal summon him. Dynamite. Put Ceratops into the monster zone. Set scale with Terran. And here we go. GG. I don't know why he... Oh, the other thing, too. He could have brought back Bengal Lancer. All he had to do... he had Aromasafari Jasmine. He had Sylvan Dancepion. He had another Aromasafari Jasmine. He could have brought back Bengal Lancer. I think he could have maybe somehow kept Therion Lily Berea on the field. And... Well, honestly... Bengal Lancer at 25, Teardrop at 28. That would have been enough. That would have killed me. He could have brought those monsters out. He didn't do it. So he for sure misplayed. Makes the win feel just a little bit less bad, but misplay. You know what? Hey, misplays are a part of the game. It's not my fault that he didn't read his cards. And you know what? Maybe if he hadn't gone through 28 cards of his deck in 3 turns down to 13 cards, maybe he would have had an easier time managing it. He should have played Dino Boys. He could have played these easy, simple Dino Boys with very little text, and he could have Dino Boyed it up. But he didn't do it. He had too much to manage and too many effects, and he didn't realize it. Although I will say, I realized it. I knew how his deck worked better than him. I'm watching this duel and I'm like, dude, it's over. Like, he cleared my field of monsters. I got nothing to stop the direct attacks. It's over. And big sigh of relief when he didn't do it because I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm cooking next turn. Like, I have all the tools I need to make it happen, to get it done. And yeah, that felt good to end it that way. But yeah, definitely using the pre-made there. Kind of like I was saying earlier, 3 Imperm, 3 Ash Blossom. Yuck. Bummer. Although I guess it didn't affect the outcome of the game too much because he didn't, really use an Imperm on me. I guess in the end he used an Imperm. I don't think I got Ash Blossomed. Yeah, so that was a fun one. That had some good back and forth. It went to turn 6, kind of like I was saying, like Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 turns is a blessing. Anything past that is insane. Yeah, so no viewers for this stream, but I think YouTube will upload this stream to my channel. So anybody who's tuning in, checking this out, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be streaming again tomorrow with more Master Duel content. Just trying to play through the last of Theme Chronicle because it looks like we still have... Yeah, at minimum, got to get to 1,100, right? For the 300 gems. We got 200 gems coming up on top of 150 more in rewards. That comes out to 650 gems. That's pretty nice. The Legacy Packs tickets, it's not that great. If we somehow make it to Chronicler, that'll be cool. Very weird title name, Chronicler. Doesn't sound great, but yeah, we'll see if we can get there. Again, thank you anyone who's watching, and I hope you have a